Moo Goo Gai pan is an Americanized dish with chicken and mushrooms. To get the chicken pieces nice and tender and soft, I use the velveting technique. You will be amazed at the soft velvet texture of the chicken. It is a real simple technique, and I have used this method of cooking meat in several of my video recipes. First, I'm going to prep and cook the chicken. I have a large boneless chicken breast that I cut into thin small strips about 1/8 of an inch thick. I'm adding in a pinch of salt, 1 egg white, and a couple heaping tablespoons of cornstarch, giving that a good mix to make sure all the chicken pieces are separated and coated thoroughly, letting that rest for about 10 to 15 minutes. I have a pot of water that's about ready to come to a simmer. I'm dropping in the chicken and they will float to the bottom. I'm cooking the chicken in a couple of batches, as you don't want to overcrowd the pan. Once you have all the chicken in, just give it a little zhuzh to make sure nothing is sticking to the bottom. As the chicken cooks, it will rise to the top. It only takes a couple of minutes for the chicken to thoroughly cook. Once done, remove from the pan and set to the side. You can use this velveting technique on any meat. The texture is really soft and has a nice balance to this Moo Goo Gai pan dish. Now for the sauce. I have some homemade chicken broth and I'm adding in a tablespoon of Shaoxing cooking wine, a little sugar to balance, salt, a pinch of white pepper, cornstarch to thicken the sauce, and finally a little sesame oil, giving that a good mix to incorporate. Now we have everything prepped and ready. In my wok on medium-high heat, I added a little oil, the whites of a garden onion, and some minced garlic, giving that a stir for about 15 to 20 seconds, and then I'm adding in the vegetables. Tonight I'm using some carrots, mushrooms, and water chestnuts, cooking and stirring for a minute or two. The mushrooms will release a little moisture. You could also add in celery, bamboo shoots, Napa cabbage, or I've even used zucchini. Now I'm adding in the snow peas. Along with the water chestnuts, these snow peas really add a lot of flavor and crunch to this Moo Goo Gai pan. You will be able to find this recipe in the list of ingredients in the Show More section below. If you click on the word Show More, it will open and reveal this recipe, links where you can purchase some of the items that I use, and much, much more. If you have a chance, please check it out. Cooking and stirring for another minute and then adding the chicken back into the pan, giving that a stir just to get mixed together. Make sure you give the sauce a good stir before adding it into the pan, bringing the sauce up to a simmer and stirring to get everything coated with that wonderful sauce. The sauce will slightly thicken to a thin gravy consistency. You don't want the sauce to be real thick. Simmer the sauce for about 15 to 30 seconds while stirring and it's ready to serve. This Moo Goo Gai pan recipe is just like at the restaurants. You will love the textures, and this dish is soothing and comforting. The sauce is mild like a chicken gravy, not spicy or salty. Serving with some steamed jasmine rice. I hope you give this Moo Goo Gai pan recipe a try, and enjoy! I have made different General Tso's chicken recipes over the years, and I found the perfect combo of ingredients that make this General Tso's chicken out of this world good. So let's get started. First, I'm preparing the chicken. I have about 1 pound of boneless chicken breasts that I cubed into about 1-inch size pieces. I'm adding in a little kosher salt, a small egg, a couple teaspoons of Shaoxing wine, and some cornstarch, giving that a good mix. The chicken should be well coated. I'm setting that to the side until my oil comes up to heat for frying. For the sauce, there are a few ingredients. I have about 3/4 of a cup of chicken broth because we like lots of sauce. Adding in some light soy sauce, dark soy sauce, and this is the same brand that I use in my lo mein stir fries. And this is also going to give this dish a beautiful color. Hoisin sauce, rice vinegar, Shaoxing cooking wine, sugar to balance out the vinegar, and cornstarch to help thicken the sauce, giving that a good mix. And don't forget to give it another good stir when you add it to the wok or pan. I almost forgot. I am adding in a little chili paste or sambal to help boost the heat. This is optional. My oil is ready and I'm frying the chicken pieces in batches so not to overcrowd the pan. These took about 3 to 4 minutes to cook and formed a nice crispy brown coating. When the chicken is done, I'm removing and draining on a paper towel. Just a reminder that you'll be able to find this recipe, the list of ingredients, and much more in the Show More section below. I've also included links where you can purchase online some of the ingredients and the equipment that I use in this video recipe. If you have a chance, please check it out. Okay, let's put this General Tso's chicken together. In a medium heat wok or pan, I'm adding in some oil, minced garlic, and ginger, cooking and stirring for about 15 to 20 seconds, and then I'm adding in the onions and red chili peppers. The onions are optional, but I think they add a nice flavor. I am using a pickled red chili, but you can use fresh or dried. I like these because they store well and they are always bright and fresh. Cooking and stirring for a minute or two until the onions soften, and then I'm adding in my sauce. Bringing up to a simmer and cooking for a minute. The sauce will thicken slightly. Then in goes the chicken pieces, stirring until all the chicken is coated, and we are ready to eat. This General Tso's chicken is so good. I really like the balance of the sweet, heat, and tang. The chicken is tender and crispy. If you like General Tso's chicken as much as we do, give this recipe a try and enjoy. If you like this video recipe, please hit the like and subscribe button. Remember to hit the bell next to the subscribe to make sure that you get my future video recipes. You can also find me on Facebook and at my website. Feel free to share this recipe and my channel with your friends and family. And until next time, much love.